Good morning. Bring the camper down here to the Ozarks. Check it out. Some caves or some shit. I have an extension cord. Hell, we don't even need the extension cord. We can produce our own power. I'm gonna get killed trying to cross here. That would be something. The streetwalkers, yeah, that's right. Oh, Richie boy, what did you do now? It's not a generator, inverter. You gotta get it right. Oh God, look at the size of that dog. Wow. We'll just keep our distance for a moment. Yeah, the old man beats me. Ozarks, here we come. So, we got to talk about Rich 220 a little bit here. I'm going to do a brief walk, and then I'm going to go back, and I got to review one of Austin's great videos. Big shout out to Austin and Jack for all the great work they do. Especially Austin, the time he invests to make these videos and to stay current. Now, I did hear last night, and I think it was last night, I was listening to one of his videos, and he said that his father's phone, Samsung, he was able to screen record with. Now, I'm going to have to reach out to Austin because I'm almost positive I can do the same with my phone. I just don't know how to do it. He does commit, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see. Let's kind of go over what's going on. So, Mr. C's Google reviews. Oh, boy. And for those who haven't seen it, I suggest you, I'm sure Bruce can drop the name. Suggest you guys go over there and check it out. And, let these people know what Rich is really about. I think that people have the right to know. This www.bullion.com/Rich22057. I mean, not good. Not good. So, of course, everything is our fault. He does nothing wrong. Over the weekend, he proceeded to make these lives where he shuts his camera off, and then he turns it on, shuts it off, turns it on. Yeah, let me pin that. Turns the camera on, turns it off. Just playing the typical childish games. Rich, I've said it to you a couple times, bud, and you just clearly seem to not get it. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You just couldn't keep your fucking mouth shut. Dizzy, good morning. So now guess what's going to happen, Rich? Enough people are going to leave those Google reviews, and guess what? Mr. C is going to come knocking on your door, and, you're going to have to go somewhere else. All because you don't know when to keep that fucking mouth of yours shut. Everything that comes out of your mouth's a lie. It's a fucking lie. There is no truth in anything you say. And I'm really hoping and praying. Good morning, Diz. I really hope and pray you do go through with that. Because thanks to my great friend Austin, again, shout out to Austin. He's got everything I can't say the word. You know, everything nice and neat. Whereas of my videos, you kind of got to go through them. I mean, which, you know, the court of law would do. But let's just go over a couple things. For instance, Rich, I've never threatened you. Ever once. Now, you told me that you were going to make a phone call and have me disappear. All because I disagreed with how you were doing your car. Let's see what else you've done. I know you had something to do with that phone call. That's another thing I want to talk about real quick, that phone call. I'm not discussing what was said to me about my son because it's not worth discussing. It was disgusting, and I'll leave it at that. And believe me, if I could prove that you did it, I would have charges brought among you. Who we got here? We got a bunch of people. Mark 1. We got Frank. So again, you just can't keep your fucking mouth shut. And for what? What are you winning, Rich? You're not winning nothing. And you lie, you got a doctor's appointment every day. You know, the shit I'm going through right now with my father and the shit he's got to go through. And even that motherfucker doesn't have a doctor's appointment every day. And I can promise you he's 1,000 times sicker than you've ever lied about being. And that shit pisses me the fuck off. Pisses me off with like to a point where I can't even explain it to you guys. Stints. I hear fucking stints again. I want to stop banging my head up against one of these fucking signs. And like Jack was saying, he don't know if he's got fucking steel stints, plastic stints, whatever, fiberglass stints. I don't know the exact make of all of them. Arthritis in your right foot. They call that FF syndrome, I do believe. You guys already know what that is. Oh, yeah. Just wants to be sick. I don't get it. How do you... Does one person just wake up one day and say, you know what, today I want to be sick? And not only do I want to be sick, but like I want to be really sick. Like, who the fuck is that person? And did I hear a comment somewhere that if you get cleared, you're going to go back to work driving the kids? My dad was saying that to me. Because my dad every morning, religiously, every fucking morning, he watches Poor Man's videos. Every day. I wake up in the morning, the first thing I hear is I hear Austin and Jack's voice. Does it every fucking day. Without fail. Even when he was in the hospital. Yeah, to drive a van. You don't need no fucking CDL to drive a van. That's the biggest fucking cow dung I've ever heard of in my life. So, just when you think he's had enough, he's got to go and throw some stupid shit. This www.bullying/Rich22057 Hoagies. And what's he going to get out of that? I'll tell you what he's going to get. Him shut himself in more hot water. This man acts like we just make this shit up. Like, you can ask anybody in my community. I am not a bad person. Not at all. Neither is my father. I wouldn't say we're pillars in the community, but we're well respected. So my point with all that is we don't just go after people. That's not what we do. We go after the bad. Barry Beamer started with Barry. And now Rich. And of course, there's many, many others out there, but I just can't take them on because I want to focus just on Rich and Barry. And then when the mission is successful with these guys, getting them off YouTube because they have no place on it, then we will move on to the next set. Jeff is a bad man. Yeah, listen, I'm just so horrible. I'm just so horrible. That's all he does is lie, lie, lie. And then when he's not lying, he's trying to make himself look good. He pulls out these fucking baseball cards. I don't know shit about baseball cards. I know my buddy Blake does over at Bad Tree Production, and he said that there was some cards there that, if graded correctly, could be worth some fucking kick-ass dough. Good for him. So let me get this straight, because you've got a fucking couple of Mickey Mantles and I don't know who the other, Ken Griffey Jr., we'll just say, and Mark McGuire, like that makes you special? Yeah, Dad. And then Jeff and Austin are stalking Rich. How are we stalking him? This is a fucking public platform. Now let's just use a hypothetical. If I was stalking Rich, you guys, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be on here talking even about him. I would just do what I got to do, but I'm not that type of person. I've got a kid that depends on me. I'm going to have to pull the line out. I'm a single dad. Guys, I'm a single dad. I don't got time to be stalking people. See, when I think of stalking people, I think of like stalking them, following them, watching what they do, sitting on them for days. I don't know if Rich, I would have thought Rich would have known that, you know, being a Gambino fucking enforcer. In order to stalk someone, you got to follow them for days. You got to get their routine down. And then you find a hole in the routine, and that's when you strike. Am I trying to do that? Fuck no. I'll tell you what, Rich, though. If you can come out and just tell me that, you don't even have to tell me who it is. If you just say that, look at, you know who made that phone call, because I fucking know you do. Maybe I could just move on to somebody else. But it would give me some kind of peace and clarity. in the fact that, because I seen it in one of Poor Man's other videos, might have been from a couple of days ago, where Rich was basically calling me a liar. So I'm gonna get on YouTube and I'm gonna make an accusation like that. See, now in my mind, anybody that would lie about something like that is just as fucked as Rich or Barry. Because I didn't get into detail what was said. I don't need to get in detail. Obviously, it was pretty bad if I'm not getting into detail. You know, what goes around comes around. So now when Mr. C's gets blown up with reviews, because people have the right to know the truth of what you are and what you represent. You're a liar. You are a fucking full-fledged liar. You've lied about having cancer. You've lied about having stents put in standing up. I mean, you've lied about that car 1,000 times. I don't listen, fuck the car. Just all the shit that you personally have lied about. You know what else I found out? Which makes sense. John with no H, it's his wife that owns that company. Rich is a piece of shit. He just comes out and boom, now look, Rich, now what are you gonna do, bud? Buddy, old pal. And like these other people that I don't think they understand, like this Pontiac something or whatever, that channel. I've clicked on their channel. I've watched a couple of minutes of one of their lives. They seem like good people. It's an older lady and an older guy. And their channel, they seem to be about helping everybody out. Because that's the thing. Your regular person who doesn't understand what's going on, hasn't heard or seen these actions by Rich, yeah, they're going to feel bad for him. Of course. They're going to think that he's being bullied. But again, how can you be bullied if you're being called out for the shit that you yourself have done and you've said? And even though your videos, you don't leave them up because of that reason, it doesn't matter. It's still being recorded. And I heard Jack he brought up a really great point. Even if this channel gets shut down, guess what? My father's going to have a channel. I'm going to fire another one up. My sister will fire one up. My brother, my cousins, I will have everybody fire channels up. Nobody supports this shit. Yeah, Timmy. Let him fucking bring his punk ass in this chat, guys, and watch what I do with him. That's why he doesn't have the balls to say anything. I'd really love to know who that guy is and what he's all about. I'll bet you he's 10 times worse than Rich. Yeah, your sister's channel. You guys get what I'm saying. If we were breaking any kind of laws, Richie, believe me, they would take our channels down. But guess what? They're not. You know, actually, I think YouTube likes it because guess what? They get clicks for it. That's all they care about. They don't care about Weaver Brothers. Is a company I used to work for many moons ago. Well, didn't really get to work for them. Had the job, but that's a long story. At TCB. That's fucking right. What do you think Elvis would have thought of this shit? And I know some people say, oh, Elvis with his, with Lisa. I'm not Lisa. What was her name? Scylla. She was young. I just say, Still the king. It's the truth, karma. I wonder what the Memphis Mafia would have thought about Rich. What a pie on. Yeah, right? Oh my God. The ass that man must have gotten his time. Guys, imagine just hanging out. It would be like us all hanging out on a Friday night up at the compound. And I say, Bruce, go down to the gate. Let some of them beautiful, find the good looking ones, let them in. And then, you do a head count. There's you and say 70 of your friends, 80 of your friends, and then there's, 100 women running around. Huh. That would be a win. That would be like, Barry shutting his gate and telling Stick Pussy, go let them in. And, Barry's just as bad. But Barry's, you guys are watching karma unfold with him. Look at him. Ugh. Look at what has happened to his channel. I mean, not that he ever really had a good channel. In the beginning, it was comical. Really comical. I have a confession. I'm Rich's father. Frank, don't even say that. Time for a smoke. Toby Haliki. Frank is the baby daddy. And the lie detector determined that was a lie. A lot of crazy shit going on right now in the world. Especially in the United States. A lot of crazy shit. Would you want to live next to Rich? I wouldn't. Then this whole thing with showing cars in this parking lot. Rich, I'll give you another piece of advice. If someone's stalking you, right, they're not going to pull right up in front of your building and just park there. I mean, not anybody with any brains anyways. Right? Live next to nobody. I don't mind people. People don't bother me. As long as you stay to your own, you mind your fucking business, I mind mine. It's like, where we live. Next door, there could be gunshots next door. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn the TV up. Unless it has something to do with me and mine, it's none of my business. And that's how it was growing up in the city. I grew up in Lawrence. You didn't see nothing. Even though you've seen a lot of shit, you never seen anything. And again, people arguing, screaming, fighting, you turn the fucking TV up. Yeah, that wouldn't last long, Frank. I don't want to be near that, man, because I'm a little fucked up in the head myself, and I don't know. All I'd have to do is catch the wrong thought process in my head, and I would go nuts. I know, Rich. I fucking know it. I can feel it in my heart that Rich was behind that call. Rich should live in a cave. Yeah, right. I'll blame this all. Guys, I had a root beer this morning, so if I'm a little crazy. It's the IBC talking. Oh, he says we can't be reasoned with. People like us, me and Austin, we can't be reasoned with. Austin and his dad, although I've never met them, I talk to Austin pretty much on a daily basis, okay? And he seems like a good dude, and so does his father. And for anybody that would say we're picking on anyone, well, prove us otherwise. Prove us wrong. Oh, if Rich P.S., if I could, believe me, if I knew it was Rich, I would 100%, I would 1,000% address that situation, man to man. As any other father in the world would do. You don't fuck with kids. You just don't do it. It's like Barry with his son. Stick Pussy. Even though Stick Pussy, I do believe, was put up by Barry to say the things that he said, he still said them. You don't fuck with kids. And then that guy, Tim, making fun of learning disabilities. I have some learning disabilities myself. I had to ride the little bus guys for a while. If I'm being 100% truthful. And as I got older, things started to change, but there was a point, yeah. I had to ride the little bus. I had to have a special lady come around with me to each one of my classes and help me with my work. But I'll tell you one thing I always did do is I always stuck up for the kids who couldn't stick up for themselves. I know my dad's in here watching. I can tell you guys one quick story. I was in, what was that? About the 8th grade. And there was, I can't remember the kid's name. He was a little kid. He had sickle cell anemia. He was a little black kid. Nicest kid in the world. Well, at lunchtime, nobody would sit with him, and they'd call names and make fun of him. So one day I had said, this is enough. I had enough. And back in those days, they had the plastic trays, which they don't have. Hold on. Can you guys see me? Because Pops just called me and was like, what's going on? There's no video. Got a cease and desist call. Oh, that was my dad calling, saying that he couldn't see nothing. All right, yeah. Well, anyways, I took measures into my own hands with that plastic tray, and I might have done a few things with it. And guess what? I didn't get suspended. I got in some trouble, but I, from there on out, would eat lunch with that kid every day. I can't remember what his name was. Then I would go down to the old folks home and hang out with them. There was one year on a Valentine's dance, I was in the front page of the local newspaper dancing with an old lady. These are things I did and things I'm proud of. My grandfather, my father's father, he was a Shriner for fucking, I don't know, 50 years. He was the captain of transportation. He was another one. Looked out for the kids. Oh yeah, Bruce. Well, I'm sure you guys remember the hard plastic trays? Yeah, you get hit in the face with that. Ain't a fun time. Yeah. There he is. That's what we're all about, helping people. So for Rich to say that we're bullying and stalking, that's just isn't right. Yeah, Dad, I was telling them the story about the little kid that had sickle cell anemia. I stuck up for her, and then I used to eat lunch with him every day. And then I remember the time, Dad, with the old lady. Remember the dance that I went to? The old people dance? And then like a couple of days later, me and you went into the store, and the dairy newspaper on the front was a picture of me and an old lady dancing. These are things that speak about my character. You got any copies of that newspaper? No, Frank, So when my mother and father separated, I lost a lot of stuff. So did my father, but we lost a lot of stuff, and I'm sure I had a cut out of it, but I lost it. So again, Rich, that speaks to my personality. What about you as a person? What have you ever done? What have you ever done that's been a good, you've contributed to society? What have you ever done? Have you ever done something, Rich, without expecting something back? Guarantee not. It's the same thing with Barry. Barry, you ever done anything? You ever contributed to giving back? Ever done something and not expected something back? I think not. The town will and the lie. I was just thinking about that, Dizzy. Because it was Valentine's. I mean, I remember like it was yesterday. It was Valentine's Day. I'm gonna say it was probably, might have been 2001. Yeah. It would have been Valentine's. So if I could go, that's a great point, Diz. I should go and look that up. I'd love to have that article back. I made the newspaper a few times as a child. No, it wasn't 98 and 99, no. We were living in Derry, Dad. In the beginning, remember, because the winter, because you and Mom split, I think, like, I don't know. In the beginning of the year, it was like right after winter, maybe in the spring. Because I was with Uncle Mel for 9/11. Do they still use? No. I was in the paper in '78, the big snowstorm. I know my father tells me stories about that snowstorm all the time. I think he was running a bulldozer down 28 in that storm. I might have that screwed up. All right, there you go. There's one. You're gonna stop? Thank you. Fucking jag off. I'd love to see 78 was a bad winter. I wouldn't know. I was still floating around in the ball bag. I was swimming still. It would take another 10 years before I would be on the earth. Pre-Megan days. I don't know what's going on with Megan. She hasn't been calling me lately. I don't think she's happy with me. I just told her I couldn't do it anymore. Too many sody pops. fucking 6-pack of IBC root beer now is like, was it $5 and something cents? I keep telling my dad I'd like to do one way. What's going on? What's up, driver? Paving America. Hell yeah. 1 ton at a time. That black gold. Make asphalt great again. Smoking bones and playing on the phone. Huh? We call that winning. Hashtag winning. Smoking bones. Beautiful day to be laying asphalt, that's for sure. Oh, thank you. Polishing aluminum. Yeah, I know one way. He likes to keep his trucks clean. Nothing wrong with that. He's a little wacko in the head, but you know, who isn't? My great father once told me a clean truck is a happy truck. Winning. Ask him that same question now and see what he says. Oh, look. My buddy's home. Truck fucked. I forgot about that. Oh, God. Truck fucked. I can still remember as a little kid. I don't know if we were in Pennsylvania or where the fuck we were, but when the little Abe Lincolns, and the guy backed into your truck, I'll never forget that. Like it was yesterday. You guys want to take a throwback to the 90s? Who remembers rainbow vacuums? Anyone? The rainbow vacuum, you used to have to put water in it. Oh, is that where it was? Well, so where I was getting with them rainbow vacuums, a brother of mine, his friend, was a salesman. So of course all of his friends bought the vacuum, but you know, like they financed it. And then of course when it came time to pay, everybody was like, "Fuck you." The dude had to go around and repo all of his rainbows. "52 years, 3.5 million miles, no accidents." Yeah, that's a hard one to touch, Dad. They didn't even have Valor back then. Those were back in the days where a truck driver was like almost a hero of sorts. Not anymore. Not anymore. Poor. Oh my God. Yeah, they used to torture this guy. The friend there. He was the only guy I ever met in my life that was arrested for weed and never smoked a joint a day in his life. Bring it home, driver. Yeah, my gold's down there somewhere, folks. It's down there. I know it is. Somewhere around here. My shillings. I'll find them. This is Victor watch. He's a fucking clown. I bought 10 Invicta watches. I bought 10 Invicta watches, folks. So we'll go up a little further, then I'm going to spin back. And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to do one of Austin's videos. I'm happy to know that you can screen record. Barefoot Marty. Anyone else laying in bed naked, pinching their nipples and scrolling through YouTube? I probably know one person. That'd be Rich 220 Automotive. Painting the same door since '84. That's funny. Pinching their nipples. Oh boys, my left foot's hurting me. I might have arthritis in it. Oh, it's got a little cramp in it. Set up a piece of wire tree to tree. Morning, Vink. Hey, I gotta sit down and interview my father. Get that on record. He tell us about the 60s and the 50s. Then the late 60s when muscle cars were at their absolute height. Truck driving, what it was like driving in the 70s and the 80s. Yep. Yeah, and then 74 came around, and that was it. Life was over. Jesus. Fucking time. How time flies. Seems like yesterday we were up in Maine and people were jumping off cliffs saying that man had one too many toddies. Funny shit. Turn down. Shit. Yep, get that all on record. I'm sure there's plenty of stories to tell. Someone, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That man had one too many toddies. Then I think the dude that fell off the boat tried to get in his boat. Oh, God. Funny shit. Seems like yesterday. Hard to believe that it's 20 years ago. Two dimes, just like that. Gone. Dad, remember the people when he was up at the top of the cliff and he was jumping and they were getting ready to call 911? I was tapping Mary Tyler Moore. Oh, God. I'll never forget that phone call. I need you to come pick me up. And then the car with the fucking thing for the handicapped kid, they had already, oh my God. stories that will, even though are long gone, will never be forgotten. I wonder what kind of stories Barry's got with Ryan. Probably all perverted. So yeah, we'll get up to here, we'll spin it around. Good thing social media wasn't around the 70s and 80s. Yeah, right? You know, I was observing when over the weekend when my father was in the hospital. Everything is done with computer. Everything. And like I said to my dad, I wonder if they have a backup plan. Like, say something just happened and, like, you lost all Wi-Fi and, like, all this shit. Do they have a backup plan? Speaking of, I'm a proud pervert and a freak and a weirdo. Oh. That ain't cool, man. As long as it's got nothing to do with kids, man, that's on you. Power to the people. Barefoot Marty joined YouTube 8 days ago. And he's already got 7 subscribers. I concur. Well, yeah. Hey, as long, like I said, as long as it's got nothing to do with kids, everybody's welcome. If you want to lay there pinching your nipples and, you know, doing whatever, hey. I think every channel needs a nipple pincher. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button for post I don't know, hit the bell for post notifications. Don Lee. Don is in the house. Good morning, Don. I wonder how many Richard lost. Lost what? Yeah, I've been noticing that. The Marco channel is giving him a little boost, but... Oh, subscriber? Oh, please. I hope he realizes when he hits the 1,000 mark, it's just going to be pulled out from underneath his feet again. That is true, Bruce. He is getting a lot. What the fuck is wrong with my left foot? Oh. He's getting bigger and bigger every day. He's just sitting there eating himself to death. But he's got a doctor's appointment every day this week. Yeah. And again, I find that so hard to believe because I got to reference my dad again, where I know he's got 1,000 legitimate issues and he doesn't even have a doctor's appointment every day of the week. He has to keep going. That's fucking sick. Sick. And now, he did that, and now people are leaving Google reviews at Mr. C's. I mean, how long do you think that's going to last, folks? Yeah, I'm fucking ready. I'm ready for someone to hop out on me. I need a good beating. Yeah, Team Hook. Well, the one thing I will say about Brian Cabral, even though he's with the stolen valor and that makes him a piece of shit, at least when he said he was done, he's been done. Not just the stolen valor. I ain't lied about the car and stuff. Where he really screwed himself, that one, was when he said that he was an E7 gunnery sergeant. If he would have just said, I don't even know what numbers, but if he just said he was yeah, you can help with that? Well, come on over to my show. Come on down. You want to run your goddamn cocksucker one way? I'll make a phone call, make you disappear. Make your head spin, that's right. Make your head spin. Yeah, me and One Way weren't invited to the coach reveal party. We're not in that club. Yeah, that's right. You be sorry. Be shooting that mouth off. It's okay. You get a pass. One Way. Just don't let it happen again. Or you're going to have to kick up to the kitty. only VIPs. Yeah, we're not, we're not a part of that club. I'm a victim. Yep, we're good. Take it easy, driver. Be safe. Watch, I'll go shine all that aluminum and then it'll rain. Yeah, Dizzy, you scare me. These other guys, I'm not too worried about them, you know? You, on the other hand, you make me a little nervous. Yeah, I've got to find out how we do this screening with the Samsung. Because I like that better, because then you can screen record it and then you can watch it afterwards and put your 2 cents in, as opposed to trying to give your 2 cents while it's going on. What does Barry say? These are the legs of an athlete, okay? Fucking track and field. What else was I? I mastered that. Hockey, forget about it. I was so fucking good at hockey, they wouldn't let me play anymore. And, let's see, basketball, forget about it. Another one. They were like, he's just too good. Football, pfft. Everybody wants... Everybody wants to be an outlaw trucker until it's time to do some outlaw shit. I like that one. That'd be a good tattoo. I gotta pin that. Ah, God. Funny shit. Hey, look at the wall. Fucking rocks, motto. 42, driver, 42. Look, Ma, no weeds. Yeah. I really think she should paint like a little guy with the headphones on and stuff. Put Marco underneath it. Oh, look. Alan Shepard. Was born in Derry. The walk and talk. You don't have any of your own content. I got my own content. This is my content. In a minute, though, we're going to switch over, and then I'm going to sit on my ass and review. Yeah, Bruce, I mastered all. Listen, I was so fucking good in sports, right? That they didn't even put my name down in anything. That's how ruthless I was. They were like, this kid's so fucking ruthless that he just put the bar so high, so high, that we're not even gonna write any of this shit down. We're gonna make it like he non-existed. Kind of like Gunny's Marine Corps history. Oh, there it is, folks. And Barry has the audacity to call this thing the biggest piece of shit he's ever seen. The biggest piece of shit. He wishes. He wishes. What you got, punk? All right, guys. Thank you all so much for coming by for the walk and talk. In about 5 to 10 minutes, if you can, tune back in. We are going to be doing a review on some of Austin's material. I love playing hockey. Yeah, I know, guys. I never played any sports. Definitely not hockey either. I couldn't skate for shit. Alright, guys. I'll see you very shortly. Thank you guys for coming along for the walk and talk. Bye-bye.